Hello there, YouTube. I am Necrostevo, and once again, I have forgotten to hit the gosh darn recording button. Welcome to another Get Ready With Me. This time it's Pokemon Champion style. Our opponent this week is Mike, aka Wreck It Mike. He's gonna wreck it, but hopefully he does not wreck us. His team consists of Whimsicott, Typhlosion Hisui, Mega Gardevoir, Kommo-o, Mega Pinsir, Crocodile, Kangaskhan, Orthworm, the Feraligatr, and the Semisear. So you can see here I am sending over a shiny Gyarados from my past here to Champions because we have a little bit of a game plan that we are going to build up right before the battle here actually. I thought I was going to have all ding dang day to work on this. Turns out not only did I have to go into work and cover, but I got off work late. So we're going to kind of see what we can put together here based off of the plan that I kind of worked on previously with Justin. Shout outs to Justin for the win. And the council, as always, for your quick and dirty thoughts on the matchup. So you all haven't actually seen me do things here in Champions as far as like team prep goes. I normally will put the Pokemon into Scarlet and Violet, and then I will train it up, just because it's a lot cheaper on the VP to add their moves on Scarlet and Violet, and then send them over here. It's 250 BP per move to have them here, and so it's a lot cheaper to train the EVs over here, but the moves are quite expensive, so I do like to do those over there. However, that is fine. We are here. There's a couple of items that we're going to need for this team. You all got a quick sneaky peek at those Pokemon there, but we need to buy a couple of items first here. So let's pop over here. We are going to need to grab the Mental Herb, because we're going to have our Gyarados hold that. And then I already have the Citrus, the Colbur, I have the 2 Mega Stones, and the Roselli. So yes, we are good on our other items. Fantastic. So let's head over to the training room here. Pokemon training. So up first, we have our Gyarados. This Gyarados is going to be 10 HP. Oops, not max. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, 26 on the attack. We have just enough attack there to make sure that we're able to 2-hit KO or 1-hit KO, depending on if we're able to grab that boost from Dragon Dance. And the remainder go right there. So Dragon Dance, Waterfall, Ice Fang in order to hit the Kommo-o and the Whimsicott. And that leaves us with one room for a slot for Protect here. Now we are going to use Gyarados as one of our primary damage dealers. Here we have enough speed to make sure that we're going to outspeed any sort of Feraligatr, but I don't necessarily even expect that we'll be dealing with that. Anytime I'm using more than 1000 VP, I just use a training ticket, personally. That's the benchmark I set for myself. And that seems to work out just fine. So that is our Gyarados trained. After that, we have Craftsman the Excadrill. We do need to switch our nature to Jolly this week, because not only the Semisear has 101 base speed, but the Mega Gardevoir has base 100 speed. And so we are going to end up putting a few more points here into our speed just to make sure that we can outrun those threats, because we do not want to get outsped by those in particular. And so that just means a couple points into HP. High horsepower. Brick Break is needed here. So we're going to do Brick Break instead of this. We need Brick Break because Orthworm, of course, is immune to ground type moves. Another thing I considered is skill swapping to get rid of the Orthworm's Earth Eater ability. But I don't know if I'll be able to do that or not reliably, just because if my opponent knows at all what I did in my last battle, he might already be aware that that's a tech that I might run. So we're going to switch this one over to, and that's Craftsman, the Excadrill. Excadrill can be alongside either of our redirection this week. And we are going to go with more offensive on the redirection. When I look at the speed tiers, at least, it looks like Mega Clefable is going to be hitting base 70 right alongside Sinistra. And so there's not going to be a lot of point investing a lot of speed there. So that means we can basically just grab a whole bunch of HP and a lot of defense is what we're going to have on here. Now our opponent has access to 1, 2, 3, 4 special attackers, and Kamo can really be physical or special, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 special attackers. So we are going to move forward with kind of trying to make that defense match the special defense as much as possible. Moonblast, Flamethrower, Calm Mind, and I need to switch some of these moves too. So let's switch that Calm Mind for Follow Me. And we're going to switch the Protect to Helping Hand. This way, even if I don't Mega the Clefable, it can help with the damage output for whatever it is beside. And we are going to keep this with Unaware, just in the off chance that the Komodo boosts up. They'll help with Gardevoir using Calm Mind, a Moxie from the Crocodile, Swords Dance on the Pinsir, or even Dragon Dance on the Feraligatr. So Unaware will be our ability of choice here. So that's going to be a quick 555 points there to train that one up. After that, we have our Sableye rocking the Roselli Berry. We are going to need to swap his... Or no, I have a Sableye that already has... Did I leave it in here? Maybe not. Before I spend the points on that, let's hold on Sableye, because I think I can save a couple of points there. We do have our Rotom. I really need to figure out how to, I guess, do the sorting of things here, because it's annoying how everything is laid out in the boxes. Rotom is going to be one of our defensive answers here, because it can take the hits from the Typhlosion, the Mega Gardevoir, the Whimsicott, and if Komodo is special, I can take some hits from it too. And it's another answer to the Simisear and the Orthworm. I don't anticipate that Feraligatr will come, but Feraligatr and Kangaskhan might be annoying, so that is why we will have the Will-O-Wisp here. Overheat, Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp, Electro Web. Perfect, so the moveset is already good. Timid is also good. And according to my notes, I need max speed, max HP. So we're just going to drop down this special attack here. And we're going to max out our speed stat. And of course, by maxing out Rotom's speed stat at base 86 speed, that means that we will outspeed the Komodo and possibly be able to burn it, is the deal there. Or of course, we could outspeed it and drop its speed, depending on what it's trying to do, which would allow a teammate to do more damage to it. So you can see how cheap it was just to switch the EVs once you have the right moves. So if I do another one of these in the future, you will get to see me swap things on over to the Scarlet and Violet and get things going over there. Alright, that's Rotom, and so that just leaves our Sinistra, which is our other Pokemon that we're using for redirection here. And it looks like this, once again, already has the right moves. And I'm actually going to stick with the overall bulk here, but I think I'm going to, let's see. Whimsicott, we have a few special attackers. Special defense of 120, and I'm bold right now, right? So, physical attacks that I might have to contend with here are normal and fighting type moves from the Kangaskhan. Maybe knockoff from the Crocodile. Maybe Crunch from Feraligatr. And I do have the Colbur Berry to be able to take one of those. So I do think it'll be in my best interest to switch this bold over to a calm nature. Just so I can better take maybe these spread hits coming out. And that'll also help me take a hit, if needed, from the Typhlosion. Granted, I won't take a Scarf Eruption, but that means that I will be able to take a hit from the Gardevoir, the Whimsicott, using a Moonblast, things like that. Other than that, we're going to leave this the same. because I found that to be a good workable general EV spread. Okay, so let's go figure out our last Pokemon, which is the Sableye, which I could have sworn I put on here, but I only saw the Sableye that I used last week that has Stall. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? I am not. That is the only one here. Okay, so we need to go bounce right back over to home and see what's going on with that Sableye. If that Sableye is in Scarlet and Violet, honestly, since I'm gonna have to, that's gonna be like our dual screen Sableye with Quash and Fake Out. I don't know if that's. It's good general speed control for everything bar the Crocodile. And as long as I can quash an opponent, that means that I can always make them go last. And I don't even mind getting encored into the quash. Granted, Whimsicott can't encore my Sableye because it's a dark type. So it would have to be something else like the Kangaskhan, I believe. So, yeah, we'll just have a Sableye built to have the dual screens is what that Sableye will kind of be preset to do. So first, though, let's see if I can find the Sableye. Now, the other downside here is that I won't be able to really have any practice with the team. Our best laid plans, of course, don't work out as far as what time we're going to be able to do things on. This one already has the light screen. So that one's pretty close already, honestly. So yeah, we can just continue to go with Razzle Dazzle. And that's in box 123. Okay, so we're actually going to leave you right in there. And not make any changes. But I do need to send him back to Champions, is the thing that needs to happen there. I have been slowly chipping away at organizing my boxes, because if Pokemon Winds and Waves comes out and I'm at the current amount that I'm in on my boxes, before I honestly was just taking everything and dumping it in here, thinking that at some point surely they would increase the amount of storage that they would give us. But I don't want to not be able to move things over in that situation, so we're going to send Sableye on over. Now, Sableye will have the Roselli Berry. I'm going to give it Reflect. But otherwise, I think I just need to add to its special defense here. I'm not really worried about Body Press from Earthworm or Fighting Moves from Komodo. And I can always burn the Komodo as well with Rotom. So yeah, I think upping my specially defensive stats here will be the way to go with Sableye. But yeah, this is going to be a weird, quick, and dirty get ready with me. But now at least you all can kind of see my game plan and my mentality. And honestly, right when we're done with this, I'm going to be rolling right into the match. So a little bit fast on things there. But I do believe that this will be a good team in which to contend against Mike here. So let's just make sure that Sableye has the right moves. And old Razzle Dazzle. Alright, so instead of Encore, do I want to get rid of Encore here? Encore is quite good. No, I'm going to move forward with letting everyone else do the damage and just try to mitigate damage as much as possible. So we're going to do Reflect over Encore. And we're just going to leave Bold there as well. I don't know why I was missing one EV point there, but that's fine there. And that will be our Sableye. So we'll have the physically defensive Sableye, specially defensive Rotom, mixed bulk Sinistra, all supporting our Gyarados and Excadrill to do damage here, with the possibility of using Clefable to do damage depending on what they bring. But generally, Clefable and Sinistra should be redirecting things for the team. So we are good here. I just need to make sure I have the correct Sableye on the squad, because right now it is the wrong one. Boop. And register. Sinistra does not have a nickname. We should probably fix that. Let's see here. We are going to... Do I have a title? Oh, I do have a title. Check that out. Alright, let's change our battle name here. We're going to head right over to our Pokemon nickname list. And let's see what strikes our fancy here. Looking at these, I'm actually feeling... I could name it Glurp and Slurp. I could also name it Glug and Chug. You don't really glurp and slurp tea though, or matcha, like you sip it. So maybe this is Big Sip, which is also on my nickname list here. So we have Big Sip, Bigger Sip, Little Sip Sip. It's just like a whole bunch of rapper names. Big Sip the Teeny. No, wait, that doesn't make sense. It will be Little Sip the Teeny. It's a teeny little sip. So Little Sip is going to be this Pokemon's battle name here. That's Lip Sip. Let's try it again. Lil Sip. Boom. There we go. We have Lil Sip the Teeny. And then our Gyarados and you. So you need a Roselli Berry. And that is right over here. And you need a Citrus Berry. Oop. No. Here we go. You need a Colbur Berry. Decreasing that possible dark type move, whether it's the knockoff or the crunch coming out there. And then you need a Mental Herb. That's White Herb. Mental Herb is just there in case we get encored by the Whimsicott, is my primary thinking there. Okay. Also, you need a nickname too, Gyarados. Let's see. Let's check you out here. Oh, man, I love the little shiny effect. Love to see that. No titles available. Womp, womp, womp. All right. How about... I'm looking at the list here. Are you a female Gyarados? I forgot to check that. You're a male Gyarados. Okay, so I don't want that one. Oh, snap. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Shimmy. Get it? Because if he's dragon dancing, you know, he's shimmying. That's the dance. That's the move. No? You guys aren't with me? No one listens to you all anyway. Except for me. I'll listen to you. I'll listen to whatever you have to say. Alright, Prankster is on this Sableye. Good. We have Hospitality here. Intimidate here. Good. Alright. That is the team. Boy, that was a fast get ready with me. Check that out. It's time to go check in with Mike and get into the battle. I will be probably right back. Hello there, YouTube, and welcome back to another week's battle here in the NBBL Champions League. Our opponent, Wrecked Mike, has chosen to bring his Whimsicott, Mega Gardevoir. We see the Komodo. We see the Crocodile. And we see the Kangaskhan and the Orthworm. Perfect. So I am surprised to see Orthworm, given that I have two ghost types. We are going to try out leading. I think I'm just going to try with the lead of my Sableye and my Mega Excadrill to stop him from going from any sort of, I guess, windy shenanigans, as it were. With possibly the... I think that Rotom looks okay, but I am worried about the Orthworm since he actually brought it here. So I don't like Clefable as much because of that. Oh, okay, so let's go ahead and lock it in here. And we are going to bring the Gyarados here too, because that'll give me a swap into these physical attackers that he has. So in game one, we have our Excadrill, Sableye, our Rotom and our Gyarados. He leads Orthworm and the Kangaskhan. Okay. So of course Kangaskhan gets access to that scrappy, annoying fake out that can actually hit our ghost types. So I'm going to assume that he's going to get a fake out off here. In the event that he does not, I am going to try to fake out that Orthworm. And we're just going to go ahead and try to Mega Evolve and hit the Orthworm. Of course, he can't protect here. So I would love to stop the Orthworm from getting up, say, Iron Defense would be my goal here. So our Mega Evolution, of course, is going to move first. And after this, though, I can also hopefully set up a Reflect. That would go really, really far here. So he does fake out my Sableye. And that means that the Orthworm is going to get to do something. We're going to get a good amount of damage here on it. It has the Chople Berry. So that's good information to know. I think it's max defense. Also, I love the nickname Tremors there. Shoutouts to that old 90s horror series there. So Orthworm, we see the Shed Tail and the Chople Berry. And who's he going to go out to? And we see Fake Out on the Kangaskhan. So we will get to see a third teammate here. And this will determine, depending on what he goes out to, this will determine, do I want to go for Reflect or Light Screen? I'll also be able to Quash after I break that. And we see the Komodo. Oh, okay. So here's where I do wish that I had my Clefable. However, that is fine. Komodo. So I don't actually know what he's going to go for. I'm going to guess that this might actually be a good time to bring in, or no, if I bring in Gyarados now, he is going to be able to, we're going to Reflect first, is what we're going to do. And then honestly, I think I just want damage here to break that Komodo's sub. Yeah, we're going to go for that. Because then I can bring in my Gyarados afterwards. And we see the Orthworm come in again. But now it does not have that Chople Berry. And this is definitely going to be faster. So we're going to break his sub. I'm assuming. I don't know what type of bulk he would need to not have his sub broken here. Alright. And what does he go for? He goes for the Drain Punch. So Reflect was the right call. So let's write down Drain Punch, just so I remember that it is physical. And then here, honestly, I kind of want to swap you out into Gyarados here. Because then I can just start cycling the Intimidates. Now that I know that he is physical, we might also see some Protects here. The Orthworm is just healthy enough to do another Shed Tail as well. I'm less worried about the Orthworm because I have the Rotom in the back. So I think it's going to be in my best interest to keep on targeting down the Komodo here. So he's going to swap out the Komodo, and he's going to go into... Oh, back out into the Kangaskhan. Great. So that means that I'm going to get an Intimidate off here. So he might cycle the Orthworm, actually, and go for a Shed Tail right here. But Intimidate means that he's going to be... I don't actually know how that works. Is he going to pass the attack drop? I don't think he actually does. Body Press comes off. Thank goodness I had the Reflect up, though, because that would have finished me off in that range for sure. We are probably going to see a Fake Out into my Excadrill here if I had to predict something to come off right here. I'm very tempted to just Dragon Dance here, because that'll mean that I'm faster than the Komodo. I could also Waterfall, but that probably won't KO a max defensive Orthworm. So just in case he goes for the Body Press again, we are going to go out to our Sableye. This will give us another way to Fake Out, because I can Fake Out after this. He might Fake Out the Excadrill. I'm hoping he does. I know it'll still hit the Sableye. Oh, he does not fake out at all. So I get off a Dragon Dance. Is he just going to go for the fighting type move? Oh, Icy Wind. Okay. So I do need to write that down. He does have a form of speed control on the Kangaskhan. And we do see a body press come out into that extra drill slot, which is great. And so I did get a free Dragon Dance. So I'm at neutral speed, but I'm at +1 attack. So honestly, that's good enough for me to go ahead and try to go for the waterfall here into... I'm going to try to go for this slot. And we are just going to fake out the... do I think I can KO it? I'm almost max attack, right? Because if he goes out to the Komodo, then I can just hit it with an Ice Fang afterwards. So yeah, and we're going to fake out this slot in case he tries to go for a Shed Tail or a Body Press. So we do hit that fake out. That means that the Orthworm won't be moving this turn. Waterfall +1 Adamant comes out. We are able to KO the Kangaskhan, which is great. And that means that the Orthworm does nothing, which is perfect. Alright. So we have that, and that means Gyarados has gotten 1 KO here. And the other Pokemon is the Gardevoir. Okay. So I have a couple different things I can do here. He's definitely going to outspeed me, especially after the Icy Wind. Gyarados shouldn't go down to a single one of those. So honestly here, we are just going to waterfall that Gardevoir slot. And I'm very tempted to just Light Screen here. Light Screen plus Roselli Berry might mean that I live whatever the Gardevoir goes for. And then I can quash on the next turn. So he is going to see the Mega Evolution here. And we've only seen Shed Tail and Body Press from the Orthworm. And we are going to see the Helping Hand. Okay. This, I'm really happy I'm putting up a Light Screen here because I'm pretty sure Helping Hand boosted Hyper Voice here would definitely KO without the Light Screen up. So he does go for the Hyper Voice. We do see the Roselli Berry. I don't know if that's going to save me. Okay, I didn't think it would, honestly. But this means that now the Gardevoir will be in range of Mega Excadrill coming in here. So we are going to go right for the Waterfall. This probably won't KO. It lives on 1. My Reflect wears off, which is not great for the Komodo. But we are going to go back out into the Excadrill here. Now we're in a pretty strong position, because now even if he tries to protect the Gardevoir, I'll be able to pierce through. And we are going to Waterfall the Orthworm slot and Iron Head the Mega Gardevoir slot. This right here will also cover if he does try to switch out. At least I'm putting out damage into something. And even though my Reflect went down, I believe I'm at a good enough range of health here. So we do see the Gardevoir going down here. So the Gardevoir was able to take 1 KO. And then we have our +1 Waterfall, and it is able to do enough damage to take down the Orthworm. So Gyarados picks up 2 KOs here. And Excadrill also picked up 1 KO. So now this Pokemon is in. We are just going to go straight for the Ice Fang. And I should also outspeed it here with my Excadrill. I won't outspeed it with my... Yeah, I believe this is the best play here for sure. Because even if he, for some reason, has Mix and he has the Clanging Scales, we should just be able to put on so much damage here that we're able to finish it off. And he's physical, so I'll be able to bring out my Rotom and burn him. So Excadrill is going to go down here. Ice Fang does connect, thank goodness. Oh, it does not KO. That is good to know. He has Citrus Berry on the Komodo. Alright, so let's write that down. And I'm going to go out to my Rotom. And we are just going to go for the Will-O-Wisp here. This will also be good because now I definitely know that I'm always faster because he's not like a weird Scarf Komodo. And Will-O-Wisp is just the safest thing to make sure we're mitigating that damage. And we know he's not Lumberry as well. So we do connect the Will-O-Wisp, which is very good. Coming out there, showing that I'm faster, which is fine here. But this means that he shouldn't be able to KO me here no matter what, unless he gets a crit. So yeah, that does very, very little damage. And then another Ice Fang should be enough to finish off the Komodo here in this slot. And we do connect it, and we're able to take it down. So Gyarados picks up 3 KOs in the first match, all by his lonesome. Well done, Gyarados. Okay, and Komodo. Does 1 and 1. All right, so game 1 in the bag. So honestly, for game 2, what do we think he's going to adjust here? So it doesn't look like he brought the mode I was worried about, which was the Whimsicott paired with the eruptions coming out. And also he didn't bring the Pinsir either. With the Pokemon that he brought, I think he might switch it up and try to lead with Whimsicott and the Mega Gardevoir. Actually, I don't think he'd do that. He'd probably lead with Kangaskhan Mega Gardevoir because he would want to fake out my Sableye and then go for a Hyper Voice, is what I would expect there. So we're going to jump right back in here. And if we are worried about that lead, what do I do about it? So in that last matchup, he did bring the Orthworm, but it was only throwing off body presses. I would have loved to have Clefable just for the matchup into the Komodo. I mean, Gyarados did great. So how does he deal with the Gyarados? He probably brings the Kangaskhan and maybe tries to set up the body press with the Orthworm, is what he could do. I think that it's in my best interest to lead Excadrill again, and then maybe Excadrill alongside Rotom with Gyarados and Sableye in the back. That will allow me to answer his speed control as well, and that will mean 2 things out that resist the Dazzling Gleam. I could also just go ahead and lead with Sableye again, because that lead did work out. And if I see the Kangaskhan lead, it's going to fake out the Sableye, so I could hard swap out into my Rotom on that, and then I'll still keep the Gyarados in the back, is what we'll do. Now, if he sees my Mega Excadrill leading, I'm thinking he might try to target that down. And so if he does not lead with the Kangaskhan, then we can always make that adjustment. But yeah, so we're going to bring the same 4 and just kind of see how he makes adjustments here. And he does the same exact lead, and I do the same exact lead. So we're just going to run it back here. I'm expecting here that he will probably try to body press my Excadrill immediately if I had to make a wager. So knowing that that could be a possibility, I kind of want to hard swap Excadrill out into Gyarados immediately, because Body Press won't do very much at all to it. I could also go out immediately to the Rotom and then try to set up a Reflect. That's what we could try to do here. No, it's safer to try to fake out the Kangaskhan, because he might expect me to expect him to do that, and so this will cover in case he tries to do something with that slot. But we're just going to try to fake out, and he's probably going to fake out the Sableye. Okay, cool. That's what I expected. But this way, I do cover. He does go out into probably the Komodo again. And we do see there that it took 49%, so he's at that 49 again. And we have our Rotom and our... Alright, so we do see the same play from him with the Komodo. And so here, we're just going to be able to Volt Switch on you, and then set our Reflect right back up. Now, I will be faster, and so this Volt Switch is going to... I'm going to have to bring in my Gyarados here. But this should mitigate any damage that the Gyarados is taking as well, is what I'm hoping for. And so I'm curious why he went with the exact same series of plays since it didn't work out in the first game. I thought he would try to do something different, honestly. Alright, so we see the Kangaskhan. We see the Orthworm. He's going to go for Belly Drum. Okay, wow, he's really going for it here. We see the Orthworm. We see the Komodo. And we see... Oh, the last one's probably Gardevoir again, since he decided to do it this way. So even though my speed is going to fall here, I do want to make sure that I remove that, that sub. And actually we're going to... I know I can break the sub with a single Ice Fang even if I'm not boosted. So yeah, let's just try to quash the Kangaskhan to make sure that I don't get double targeted here. And with the Reflect Up, I still might not live whatever he's going to go for here. Okay, so we do see the Scale Shot coming out. So yeah, I'm not going to live that. And so we see Gyarados go down immediately. And then the Kangaskhan's going to go for what exactly? Body Slam, okay. Do I get paralyzed? I do get paralyzed. So this is why he went with the same leads. He just had the confidence that it would work for him, is what that really comes down to. He's going to be faster than everything I have left, too. So this is where having Clefable could have mitigated this matchup some. And that is what I said on game 1, is like, oh man, I wish I brought Clefable just for that specific instance there. But now he's going to be faster than me, and there's not really a lot that I can do from this position. On the off chance that I live to make it to the Mega Gardevoir in the back, we are going to go ahead and set up our light screen here. But yeah, I don't think... Okay, I don't even get my light screen off. The Drain Punch is probably going to KO here. Oh, it doesn't. Wow, I'm actually very surprised by that. The Reflect keeping me just out of range. But I don't think Volt Switch is going to do enough damage to knock out that substitute. And so that means in Game 3, the adjustment that I can make is just stop the Orthworm from passing by any means necessary, is what that's going to have to look like there. So yeah, we don't even break the sub when we do that. So I am going to assume that my Sableye is going to go down here. Yep, because I get paralyzed, so I don't even get... Oh, I don't go down. Look at that. So yeah, we're just going to Mega Evolve and try to go for the Iron Head here. It's not going to be enough to do anything, unfortunately. So yeah, let's be thinking about our Game 3. So if he goes with the same leads in Game 3, what I can do instead of leading with my Sableye is that I can lead with Excadrill and my Clefable. The purpose of that would be that Excadrill can still Mega Evolve, and he seems to be very, very focused on going for the Shed Tail out into his Crocodile. And so if I have Clefable there, then that will just allow me to stop him from getting up the Belly Drum. And that's what I did in Game 1. He wasn't able to have the sub up because I kept the my Pokemon out there. So yeah, we don't take any KOs here in this game. Rotom H, Sableye, Excadrill, and Gyarados. 0 and 1. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and do all this now. So I don't got to think about it. And yeah, really, Komodo just really swept me down here. Which is unfortunato. Komodo went 4-0 in this match. And I'm not going to be faster, so it doesn't matter what I do. Maybe I should have gone for the Overheat into the Komodo slot, I guess. But I didn't think I'd live anyway. So that is good to know that I do live that. But I think if he gets up the Belly Drum like that, then I probably just lose outright. And I'm pretty sure that Shed Tail does not pass any stat drops. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So any, like, debuffs that I have against him it's not going to get past. So, yeah, we're just going to target down fully that orb here in this game number 3. So, oops, what am I doing? Alright, let's head right back onto the battlefield. I don't think Sinistcha would have even helped either. Because I probably can't Shadow Ball the Komodo. Like, if it has bulletproof, Shadow Ball won't work on it. So, let's lead out with our... Excadrill and Clefable, I think, is going to be the way to go. And then I still like Sableye in the back. I know I need to bring Gyarados here. And then Drain Punch was just doing a number. Yeah, we're going to go with this here. Okay, so that'll be the adjustment that we make, is that we're going to bring the Clefable to stop the Komodo from going crazy. So game 3, we have Gyarados, Excadrill, Clefable, and Sableye. And he's just going with the same lead. Boy, I respect it there. When it works that well, why wouldn't you, you know? So Orthworm and the Kangaskhan once again. And we are just going to dual target that slot. So we're going to Mega Evolve here and Brick Break. And we are going to... I could also Helping Hand. If I think he's just going to fake out... No, we need to just dual target. Because he can only stop one of these attacks here. So we're going to dual target that slot so that he can't pass the Shed Tail as easily. And this will also mean that I'm faster on the field for him. He could also just Protect here in Icy Wind, but I don't think he'd do that based off of his previous plays. And we know that it has the Chople Berry on the Orthworm as well, which is the other reason for the dual target. So we don't see... Okay, so we don't see a fake out here. So what is he gonna do instead? Icy Wind? Okay, he does just Icy Wind. Now I wish I had Moonblasted that slot, man. I'm pretty sure Clefable's gonna be slower than the Orthworm now. Oh, he just Heavy Slams, okay. That is not enough because this is a very, very defensive Clefable, so you're going to take a ton of damage from this Flamethrower. There we go. So no more Shed Tails there. He does not have enough HP to do that again. Thank goodness. Alright. So now we can go for the... honestly, I think now that the Orthworm is at that low of HP, he's probably just going to save it. So let's target down the Kangaskhan slot. And we're going to hold on to Clefable just because he might try to body press me. So, I'm sorry, not body. We're going to hold on to Clefable because he might still have the Komodo in the back, and I just don't know that yet. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and swap Clefable out into our Sableye here. Now, I swapped first, so I did call that wrong. That means that he's going to be doing something with the Orthworm this turn. I could have just KO'd the Orthworm, so that feels a little bit bad there. What's he got? What's he got? Another Icy Wind. Okay. So I could have just KO'd the Orthworm. That feels very bad. And we see the Body Press into the Excadrill slot. And we're living. Thank you, Excadrill, for getting so much bulk after you Mega Evolve, because good grief. That was a crit, too. That's actually pretty bad, honestly. Especially because now I'm slower. We're going to cycle out here because I am so much slower. So let's cycle in our Gyarados and then let us go for the fake out here into the Kangaskhan. He also might try to save it, so maybe I should just put up a Reflect. But no, last time he showed a dedication to body slamming the Sableye over and over. So we are just going to try to cycle out here because I'm too slow after those repeated Icy Winds. But we did successfully stop him from going for the quick Shed Tail. Granted, he didn't go for it, but I think I had to play for it as though he would be going for it. So we do also know that we didn't see any Scarfers yet, and this Intimidate is not going to work on the Kangaskhan, but it will lower the damage of any Heavy Slam coming out of the Orthworm. And we're going to see Fake Out into the Kangaskhan, so he does leave it in, which is perfect. So what do we see from the Orthworm? We're going to see another Heavy Slam. Great. This is not going to do very much at all. Into Gyarados. So we're going to get a free Dragon Dance here is what that means. To go alongside that, we are going to set up our Reflect, is what we are going to do. And he is also probably going to go for, I'm assuming he's going to target down the Gyarados. But I'm going to use this opportunity to try to, he also might just go for Icy Wind, which will, me going for the Dragon Dance will help offset that too. But yeah, I just want up my Reflect and my Light Screen here, and then I can go for the offensive after that. He also could just hard swap into something, expecting the Water move here, which looks like he's going to go into the Whimsicott. Okay, so this is why we considered Shroom Raver's subjection when it comes to the Mental Herb on the Gyarados. Of course, he will have the priority move to go for here when it comes to Encore. And he will also be faster than me too. But I believe I can just kind of cycle here and go for the Ice Fang into that Whimsicott. And go for Light Screen here just to help me take an errant Moonblast. It'll also help lessen the damage from those Icy Winds, but those aren't really for damage. That's just for the speed control. So we see the Encore. Mental Herb will allow me to break out of that. And now I will be encored into the Ice Fang if he decides to go for that again. Depending on his investment, he might not live this Ice Fang, like if he's an offensive Whimsicott. He could also or I could miss. I could just outright miss my Ice Fang. That was the worst case scenario. That really truly sucks, because I would have at least brought him down to his Sash there, is what that would have accomplished. Fortunately, now if he tries to Encore me, I am still just going to go for, yeah, I'm just going to keep on going for that move. I'm going to try to quash him here, I think. Yeah, because he could also try to go for a Moonblast here. And so I'd like for that to move last, I believe. Ah, man, I don't know how, that doesn't feel great though. If he goes for Encore again, that will be a wasted move. Let's quash the Kangaskhan instead, just to ensure that we don't get dual targeting into the Gyarados here. He does swap out. So in comes the Orthworm. That really truly sucks that I missed that Ice Fang. Ice Fang I'm pretty sure is like 95% accurate. So we just stay missing those 95% accurate moves. We don't even KO the Orthworm as it comes in. So that just feels bad in like every direction possible. And let me guess, I get paralyzed here. Oh, I didn't get paralyzed. Check that out. All right, so we're going to Waterfall on that side. And then now I actually feel much safer trying to bring out my Clefable. I definitely need to hold on to my... because he's not going to body press the Sableye here. If anything, he would go for that Heavy Slam into that slot, I would think. It's actually safer to leave the Sableye out. So yeah, we're going to quash the Kangaskhan again, is what we're going to do. Because he goes for the Helping Hand, but since I'm going to quash it to go last, this Waterfall is going to be enough to finish off the Kangaskhan. So I wanted to swap out there so that way I could get my Fake Out back, but I'm afraid of giving him opportunities to do things, basically. And if I stay in, then that means I can keep on quashing things to be last. So Gyarados does pick up a KO here on the Kangaskhan. And then we also see the Whimsicott here. Okay, so once again, he can totally go for the Encore. I'm tempted to just go for you this turn and make sure that I move first with my Gyarados, is what I'm tempted to do. I could also try to Ice Fang. Oh, man. He might be sashed, though, so really any damage might be useful here. And I can't go for the protect. I really wish I had KO'd that thing when I had gone for that move that turn. Yeah, let's try it. And let's try quashing. Did I get my move in faster this time? Okay, so I got the quash in. I could have quashed the Whimsicott. Is he going to go for the Moonblast? Oh, Dazzling Gleam. Okay. That's honestly fine by me. I'm really happy I took that turn to go for the Ice Fang, because now I'll be able to break the Sash if he has it. Do we see the Sash? I just want to see it. I don't miss this time. Okay, so it doesn't even bring him down to the Sash. So yeah, that miss was very, very annoying. And we do see the Body Press into the Gyarados. It's not able to quite do enough damage. And there goes my Reflect. So we are going to Waterfall this time. I don't want Clefable to have to deal with heavy slams, I believe. Granted, I should be faster. Yeah, if he goes for another Dazzling Gleam, then I will be faster than him. So we're going to go ahead and finish you off and try to quash it at the same time. Because if he tries to go for Dazzling Gleam again, that will stop it. So let's see if that play works out. He does just go for the Protect. Okay. That sucks there. So what are we going to see from the Orthworm? I should have just finished it off then. I'm really trying to ignore it now that its HP is so low. That's not going to KO, I don't think. It does not. Okay. And so we just see the Ice Fang again. So this time I think he's going to go for the Encore. This is also good because now I can refresh my... I'll be able to refresh my Reflect here. Because I think in the back, he's going to have... let's make sure. Let's make sure before I go assuming. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm going to refresh my Light Screen first. No, Reflect. This is tough. Okay, I'm going to do the Light Screen so that way I take less damage from the Dazzling Gleam if he does it this turn. But I think he might Encore here. He does not Encore. Okay, so Light Screen was the right play. Because I'm going to be able to finish off that Orthworm here. We see the Dazzling Gleam. That might kill Sableye. It does. And so Sableye goes down. But this is going to give me a free swap out into my Clefable. Heavy Slam with the Reflect. We do take it. Okay. Oh, Reflect is not up. I set up a Light Screen. So we just take that off of our natural bulk. So that means that Whimsicott picked up a KO there. And Gyarados got a second KO. And yeah, we're going to go out into Clefable first because I can follow me moves away from the Gyarados is what I'm thinking there. And his last Pokemon is the Komodo again. Okay. So we are just going to follow me here and go for the Ice Fang. He's definitely going to KO actually with Dazzling Gleam. That might be all she wrote, honestly. My Excadrill's HP is too low. It is just too low here. And I can't even protect because then I will get locked into that move. So let's try. So yeah, that's huge. Him dodging that move when he did was gigantic. Because that gave him the Whimsicott for the remainder of the battle. Yeah, we'll try to follow me, but I don't think it's going to matter because he's just going to be able to Dazzling Gleam. And that means maybe I should have KO'd the Whimsicott on the last turn, but I thought he was going to Encore too, so I don't know. I think the best play would have just been don't miss your move, right? So we do see the Encore, which is surprising. I thought he was going to Dazzling Gleam there. So we see the Encore. Poison Jab is going to take out my Clefable. But that means as long as I hit this move... Komodo takes out Clefable. Okay, so we take out... Okay, so there is still a chance here. He could also have Vacuum Wave, I suppose. On the Komodo. But now at least it's a question and not just an immediate loss there. So 0-1. Okay, so we have very little HP left here. So Gyarados takes out that Pokemon. Clefable did not take out anyone. So that was a very, very valuable redirect on that last Follow Me. We are going to hopefully be able to go for the Ice Fang into the Iron Head here. I don't know if it has a spread move. I don't think my Gyarados is faster either. I know that my Excadrill is faster. So we could also possibly flinch here, which would be some nice just desserts. We just see the Scale Shot. Ah, man, that's going to be game. Okay. So I also could have protected Gyarados there. That could have been that was the play. But I just wanted to get as much damage as possible into it, because now he's going to outspeed my Excadrill for sure. Unless randomly he's just slower than me, which he shouldn't be. But yeah, that's gonna be the game. This Komodo was a massive pain in my booty. It was very well played. If for some reason I'm faster, okay, which I'm not, then with the -1 defense, I would have definitely been able to KO him there. But yeah, we battled back there. I think if we had KO'd the Sableye earlier, then we would have won that, because we would have had way more HP on our Gyarados in that end game. And I could have also protected my Gyarados in the end game to offset that issue, but I kind of tunneled vision on just getting damage onto the Komodo. So, alas. Alright guys, we are going to get out of here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for viewing. Thank you, Wreck-It Mike, for the battle. I'll have to go see. I'm assuming Mike uploads. I'm not subscribed to him, so I will be subscribing to him. You should go subscribe to him, because of course he just bested the Shadows, so absolutely nothing but good vibes there. And I'm pretty happy with how I played these overall. I think that the hacks there would have really helped. I think we got crit and we missed, actually. So both of those kind of suck, but that is also the game that we play. So tune in next week for another game that we will play against another opponent that we will hopefully bring the best of the Shadows against. And ideally, I won't be rolling directly in from work into a battle. Not the way that I want to do things. But sometimes that's just the best you have there. Alrighty guys, I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.